Oh, man. Order. What does this mean?
I'm MLG.
The two prior witnesses heard two gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight.
Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken.
Whatever else is stupid.
Just look at him. Suspicious! What?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butts' claim? He heard the gunshot before midnight?
Larry's right, obviously. What other choice is there?
Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim.
Yes, can I finally...
Show me the evidence that... What? God dang it. Okay.
Look at this photograph.
No.
This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera.
I like how you can't see anything on it.
I know. Because the timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh yeah? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken.
Could it be possible it was Larry's radio that he turned on when he didn't have it plugged in?
Nah, it wouldn't be that loud. In other words, when Larry heard the gunshot, it was most definitely Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
I like how he remembers everything that goes against Wright.
Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera was almost triggered at 15 minutes after midnight.
One side of his brain works, man.
The crazy creative side?
Yes.
Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots, with a 25-minute pass between them.
Press that press button.
Why would this be?
Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises.
Yes?
Just tisk. There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed triggered the camera.
Well, that's obviously wrong. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear.
Well, Mr. Wright, there is no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. I mean,
technically, the camera itself is a freaking thing.
Yeah, so is the gun.
The parrot. The parrot's the obvious answer.
We only have two things.
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Dang it, I can't save.
Oh shit.
Oh well.
You just edit it out.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, it was fired 3 times.
That doesn't... Autopsy report? Does it?
No.
Well, wait, hold on. They heard 2 shots and Larry heard 1, right?
Wait, what's the other picture in the top, in the bottom right? Oh no, that's the map of the lake. Never mind.
Yeah.
What's the...
Set to automatically take. And he said, evidence that
evidence that there was a third gunshot.
Of the third gunshot.
Yeah, the third noise was a gunshot.
Would it be that picture? No.
The picture doesn't prove the third gunshot.
I can only
The
think
pistol says 3 times, though. I swear, if it's not the pistol, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, me too. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots.
I knew it!
However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When then was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That third shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Why was that shot?
Order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake.
Exactly.
Windbag killed the guy.
If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots, separate by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why? I asked you. Why?
Uh-oh, I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah! What's wrong, Nick?
Oh.
I have it. Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
Oh, God.
What do you mean? Maya, yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edward's guilty verdict. I got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick.
Now he plays Maya.
Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Wright. The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright?
Tisk. So you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Mr. Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie, noob. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. Bang! Dead. There was a gunshot fired on the boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat.
I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
Oh, he was shot beforehand.
We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting.
What?
The timestamp on this photo says, well, 24:15.
He got shot before, then got on the boat, and then died later.
No, that's right. It's 0:15.
Yeah. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot in the lake. That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent.
Wait, what? Oh, then who was...
But,
Eh?
yeah, he's trying to...
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad?
Exactly. I'm trying to comprehend that.
Explain who this is sitting on the boat.
The murderer and Hammond. No. Edgeworth and the murderer?
Maybe that's right? See, that sounds like it's out there, but it could be right. Yes. Exactly. The right answer.
Because you can't say when you're presenting something, but you can...
Well, I mean, the only option, if we want to prove ourselves, is Edgeworth and the murderer.
That one sounds like it's out there.
Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50. He assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Cool.
Wait, what?
What? Are you serious?
Well, let me put it this way. If it was Edgeworth and Mr. Hammond, Edgeworth would have been, like, freaking guilty anyway.
No, that's not what I mean. I thought the murderer and Hammond... No, I mean...
No, if the murderer and Hammond were on the boat, then Hammond would have been on the boat, but then people would still think that Edgeworth was the murderer. But if Edgeworth and the murderer are on the boat and Mr. Hammond was already dead, there's no way Edgeworth could have killed him.
No, but wouldn't Edgeworth know what Hammond looks like?
Yeah, but he was wearing a guise to look like Mr. Hammond. And it's also dark at night and really foggy.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and so, let's see. Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Mr. Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well.
Okay.
That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this.
It was the fucking...
Ludicrous!
Mr. Wright,
It was the boat salesman, wasn't it?
tell us the name of the murderer then. The murderer's name? Right, it's...
Miles Edgeworth. A lot of heart. I don't know.
Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't? No?
Bah! Again, you waste my time!
God.
Well, it's not Laura and it's not Edgeworth.
I don't know because he's never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on that lake. There weren't any boats on the lake then.
You didn't need a boat.
Why would he have to go all the way out there in the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not in a boat? What? Well then, where did the murder take place? Please look at the guy back.
In the boat shop?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Say. Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet. That way he can meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Yeah, you're
It was
wrong.
locked for so long.
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will.
Of course.
Gosh darn it. He's freaking that boat.
That night,
Larry being a doof.
that night, he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something.
Oh, he crashed into the other boat.
Yeah, he finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had just returned a boat? The boat shop. Yep. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Are you sure about this?
Yes.
Not really.
No.
Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond up to his shop. The parrot's right there.
Gosh darn it.
This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
The boat shop caretaker.
Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol because, he's the only one who could have had the gun.
Yeah.
He shot twice, but missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? Why would you shoot twice if you didn't mean to hit anyone? Details.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations, it is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
To create a witness.
I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and fires again. Then, he just falls into the water. The murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I like how Edgeworth doesn't notice him swimming back.
I think he's more in shock because some dude shot two bullets at him.
Yeah, I know, but still. It's kind of funny.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once he realized that everything else falls into place, the boat shop caretaker swam back to his boat, or shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back.
Ah, crud. The clothes are in the freaking safe!
Yeah. And threw the body back into the lake. Oh, no, he put it,
Oh, never mind then.
no, he put it on Hammond and
What
put
if
it
the
back in
safe
lake.
has like the ID registration for the gun?
Oh, you.
I mean, that is a thing. People
Yeah, I know.
have.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake.
Karma's like,
I'll never forgive you for those hot dogs, Nick.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly.
oh god, here we go.
Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker,
What?
I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand.
God.
Edgy?
Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said? Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Mr. Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the lake, to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me.
Is he trying to make peace or something?
Something important? Robert Hammond was in that DL6.
I know, but he was a defendant, right?
He was a
Was
defense
he?
attorney.
Yeah. So he knew.
Something important?
He knew the truth.
I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask you that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away.
Call Gumshoe. Let's see if he can find him.
He was in Gumshoe's
the
apartment.
Doge.
Nah!
The Doge.
The Doge. Oh my god. That would work.
Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared.
A search warrant has already been issued.
It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood?
No.
One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well, court is adjourned.
I feel like
He's not gonna give in.
He's stubborn.
December 27, 11, District Court, Defendant's Court, 11.
Okay, broken record.
Yeah. Yay, Nick, you did it. Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else.
Remove
Want my
Larry.
chili dogs?
Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with this testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sift through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases worked so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth.
He's happy.
Mr. Edgeworth?
He's about to cry.
Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry,
I'm too itch.
but I fear it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right? There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now, and I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but... can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. Dun dun dun!
He kills the dead.
Continued. Supposedly.
Whoa!